The pending home sales report is a leading indicator for the housing market based on pending sales of existing homes. A sale is listed as pending when the contract has been signed but the transaction has not yet closed, though the sale usually is finalized within 1 or 2 months of signing. Most housing market analyses report sales after they close, but a study of pending home sales gives us real estate market information nearly 2 full months earlier than do closed sales reports. The August pending home sales report is timely because a major market shift has occurred, and I will show you exactly what it means in today's video. Hi, I'm Joe Manausa, author of The Business of Getting Business and creator of Manausa.com, where I've helped tens of thousands of people buy and sell homes. I would like to help you too. If you already are a subscriber, thank you and welcome back. If you are new to our channel and you appreciate accurate housing market reports, answers to your real estate frequently asked questions, and virtual tours of some of the nicest homes in Tallahassee, then you've come to the right location. Hit subscribe to get started and the bell so that you are the most informed buyer or seller in your next real estate transaction. Welcome to the August 2020 pending home sales report for the Tallahassee real estate market. July continued the strong trend of new contracts that began in June that resulted in a 20% year-over-year gain in home sales last month. Today's report is a thorough examination of new contracts in the Tallahassee real estate market. The following graph was assembled from data in the Tallahassee MLS on August 8, 2020. On that date, I retrieved all sales that were closed from January 2019 through the first week in August of 2020 and sorted them by contract date, not closing date. Additionally, I added all properties that are under contract and sorted the entire group by the date contracts were written. Today's report will feature 5 graphs with blue and gray lines. The blue lines report information for 2019, while the gray lines report the same for 2020. The first graph measures the number of contracts written each month. Currently, the number of contracts written through July has grown to 214 more than those written through July 2019, a change of nearly 9% over last year's contracts. As a reminder for returning visitors or a note to new friends, the pending home sales report only looks at current and closed contracts. Thus, contracts that fall apart are not considered in our data. This means that the big rise of July 2020 contracts is a bit inflated. It includes contracts that will fail, while only 8 pending contracts remain from prior to August of 2019, and the rest have already closed or been excluded as failures. So we're not really comparing apples to apples, but it's close. Ultimately, we know that when the future reports are produced, July 2020 contracts will not exceed July 2019 contracts by 35%, but there will be a gain that will result in more year-over-year home sales. As it stands right now, there have been 7% more contracts written in 2020 than in 2019, and now that the initial shock of the pandemic is behind us, we are seeing those contracts convert to sales just as they have in the past. Using the same data, I calculated the average home price in 2020 each month and compared it with the same months in 2019. Buyers continue to spend more this year than they did last year, ranging from as much as 12% more in February to just 5% more in April. July prices were 9.6% higher than July 2019. One thing to note, though, is that the MLS does not reveal the actual contract price for pending home sales. That means homes that have closed, we're using the actual sales price, but for those under contract, we're using the asking price. This means when all the homes tracked in this report close, it's likely we'll see the difference between the two tighten up a little, as most closed prices will likely be at or lower than most asking prices. Through July, the average home buyer paid nearly 9% more than the average home buyer paid through July of last year. This is a strong signal to sellers that buyers are well-funded and ready to make a purchase. If you've been thinking about selling, we are in the heart of the selling season right now, and buyers are flush with cash. The next graph tracks the average home value in 2020 each month and compares it with the same months in 2019. We track prices to see what buyers are spending, but we track values to measure appreciation or depreciation in the market. This graph shows that the appreciation rate each month has ranged from as high as 9.3% to as low as 5.3% in the year-over-year change. July was at 9.3%, higher than July of last year. As I've reported in numerous other market updates, we continue to see low inventory levels in most areas and price ranges below $500,000, and this is the biggest contributor to the accelerated appreciation rate. So what do new contracts reveal about the current rate of appreciation? Can you believe we have seen more than a 1% increase in the value of homes each month this year? The historic growth rate is typically just over 3% each year. Right now, the average value of the homes put under contract in Tallahassee is 7.6% higher than during the same period last year. As I've said before, now is a great time to sell a home. This next graph identifies when the current pending contracts were written. Think of it as a picture of the pipeline of sales waiting to conclude. The typical contract closes in 30 to 45 days, though some new construction contracts can go a full year while waiting for the home to be built. What we're seeing is a longer than normal tail of contracts, perhaps tied to new homes being built. Currently, there are 610 homes for sale in Tallahassee that are under contract with buyers, meaning contract pending. This represents a decline of 8.6% since last month's report revealed 667 homes under contract. June and July historically are stronger months for new contracts, so this decline was anticipated. We hope that the normal seasonal decline that we see for the remainder of the year will be offset by pent-up supply and demand that was created when the pandemic slowed the market in the second quarter. Of those, 39 contracts were written in August, 277 were written in July, 133 were written in June, and the rest were written in prior months and years. This means that 74% of the pending contracts were written in the past 70 days, so more than 1 in 4 of the contracts remaining are old. These are highly likely, heavily laced with new construction homes that are being built. One thing that does catch my eye in this graph is that 1/2 of July contracts have already closed. Remember, this graph shows closed and pending contracts by the date they were written, and there were 277 contracts that were written in July that have already closed, and this is just the 8th of August. In last month's pending home sales report, I forecast June would be the strongest month of the year this far for new contracts that closed, and that has now come to pass. June contracts are the strongest since May of 2019, and when the rest of the contracts close, June might even surpass that month as well. I think they will. But what do you think? Will July contracts set a new multi-year record for closings, or are you more pessimistic about the housing market? Please share your thoughts with other viewers in the comments section below. It's important to understand what this means. There were more buyers active in the market in each of the past 2 months than in any month going back more than 2 years. Buyers want to take advantage of low mortgage interest rates. So now continues to be the best time to sell that I've seen in my 30 years of selling homes in Tallahassee. We know that the number of contracts written continues to rise, and we're finally starting to see the closings follow suit. How do you like that? Speaking of liking that, please take a quick second to like the video below. The number of closed home sales in July was 20% higher than those closed in July 2019. The month was so strong that it reduced the year-to-date decline to just 3.2%. While the COVID pandemic continues to impact our way of life, its impact on the housing market is receding. Safe selling methods have buyers hot to buy, and we're now waiting for those anxious sellers to return. If Tallahassee were to have a record-setting August for new listings taken, those homes would sell like hotcakes, and we'd see a record for new contracts. So help get the word out to homeowners who have been waiting for the pandemic to come to an end. There are safe selling methods. Buyers are hot and active right now. The market is ready for new listings. No matter what happens in the Tallahassee real estate market, I'll be here to help you keep up to date on the listings and home sales and provide guidance and answers to your real estate frequently asked questions. For example, I was recently asked about who is primarily responsible for determining the market value of the home you want to buy, and my answer is in the video at the top left. If you want a deeper dive into the current housing market conditions, click the video below it. It's one of the numerous videos on the housing market I record each month to keep you up to date on housing market conditions.